All right, soul shifters, let's hop in. Let's get our message for today. I feel like the energy is heavy but light, if that makes sense. It's like we're releasing a lot, but you're probably feeling a little bit lighter. So allow yourself to kind of listen to your body, give your body what it needs at this time, okay? So let's see what messages we have for today. How are you being asked to mother yourself at this time? It's like, think about the perfect mother, right? And what would she do? How would she treat you? How would she show up for you? And how can you give that energy to yourself right now? Yes, unbound. That's what I mean. You're in this energy where you're really releasing a lot. This full moon and eclipse has brought up a lot of energy for the collective. And it's like we're really starting to, it's like the veil has been lifted, right? So, whatever behaviors, patterns, things that we were doing, it's like whether we were conscious of them or not before, we are now. And it's like now that we're conscious of it, now that we have that awareness, we are in this process of releasing soul patterns, contracts, past lives. So, like thinking about your family, right? What in your family has been passed down, what seems like generation to generation? What are some of the things that you saw your parents working through that you now realize you are working through? When we do not heal something, it gets passed down to our children, right? So our age group is really being called to do this deep cellular soul healing, right? So that we can really step into our divinity, so we can activate our DNA that's been asleep for a very long time. And right now, you are being divinely guided at this time. You might be tapping into your Akashic records, okay? Which is like your book of life. So you're able to see, your present life, past life, future lives, and you're able to tap into that energy. And it's like whether you're conscious of doing it right now, you are receiving information. It might be while you're awake, it might be while you're sleeping, but it's like you are divinely guided at this time. So it's very, very important that you're following your intuition, that inner nudge that's like, psst, do this. It's time to work on this, okay? When we have shadow aspects of ourselves, they are hidden pieces or parts of ourselves that we're ashamed of and we don't want to address and see, right? So that's why they're called the shadow. But when we like shine light on our shadow, we're able to transmute that energy. And guess what? That's where all your gifts are. So it's so important that we work through the shadow because all your beautiful, beautiful gifts are on the other side of that. And if you are really, in this place where you want to take control over your life, you really want to heal because you realize, right, that you are the block. Okay, everything that you want is already yours. So if you don't have the things that you want, it's because in some shape or form, you are blocking yourself from receiving what you truly desire. So if this is you, if this is something that you're working through and you're struggling, you need help, please check out my shadow work journal. I have gone through an intense healing journey. And so when I was going through my journey, it was really important for me to kind of like become aware of what I was doing, what tools I was using. And then I wanted to create tools for my community to help you through the process because I know how difficult it is. So if that's something that you are interested in or looking for, please check out the link in my website. It actually goes through your seven main chakras and it basically goes through 5 to 7 blocks of what could be blocking that chakra. And then it gives you tools and affirmations and it links physical ailments to that chakra. So there's a lot of information in there. Please check it out if that's something that you're interested in. But it's like at this time, you're really being asked to release the past, to release like the burdens that have been keeping you in quicksand because you are so much more than whatever is going on in your life right now. And so it's really important for you to have that perspective, right? So that you don't get stuck in the emotional like baggage that comes with everything that's coming up for you, okay? So allow yourself to remember that emotions are like informational downloads, right? So when we feel things, it's our body's way of telling us or trying to bring some type of awareness, right? Like, hey, something's going on. Pay attention, right? So it can be when we feel joy, like, hey, this is in alignment. It feels really good. When we feel anger, our boundary has been broken. Now I'm angry, right? So it's like pay attention to what your emotions are showing you. Don't get lost in them, but use them as information so that you can transmute and move through the things that are coming up, right? It's like we can't transmute things unless they come up in our present life. So you might be experiencing a lot because a lot is trying to come to the surface so that you can work through it. So instead of I just feel like you feel exhausted and drained. It's like instead of that perspective, let's shift that perspective. Let's shift our mindset, right? And let's be so grateful that all of these experiences are coming up because they're helping us move to where we need to be. I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep pushing and don't you ever give up on yourself.